കുഴപ്പമില്ല. ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ.
पीपीटी को स्लाइड मोड में कर लें तो बड़ा नजर आएगा सभी को। अब ठीक है।
Good morning.
गुड मॉर्निंग सर।
Good morning to all of you. I'm N.K. Singh, former executive engineer of CPWD. I'm from civil background. Let me clear this. So today's topic is building services. So building services, there are topics that building services we have to cover. I have enumerated some of them. Lighting and ventilation, electrical and allied installations, air conditioning, heating and mechanical ventilation, acoustics, sound insulation, noise control, installation of lift and escalators, fire safety, plumbing services, rainwater harvesting, etc. So I have found in my service time that we take care of designing of the building, designing of the structure, other so many investigations are done, like soil investigation, bearing capacity of soil, or other services, initial planning, etc. But these building services points are not given due consideration, especially these services like different type of connection, like gas connection, electricity connection, other water supply, availability of water, sewerage, etc. These plannings are also equally important before starting any project. The survey of the field survey, site survey, gathering all the information, availability, different sources at different kinds of locations is very, very important. It depends on our planning depends on the local sources available for water supply, for electricity, and other services. It all depends on what is available at our site, our given location, where our project is situated. So to start with,
सर डिस्टर्बेंस बहुत आ रहा है।
We have to go.
हेलो सर, आपकी वॉइस क्लियर नहीं आ रही है, बहुत स्लो वॉइस आ रही है।
डिस्टर्बेंस भी आ रहा है बीच में।
Hello, are you listening me? Hello, are you listening?
Sir, yeah, listening.
Yes, sir.
हाँ सर, अभी कुछ ठीक आई है।
So what I wish to share at this point of time is these building services, provision of all types of services are to be planned while we prepare the preliminary estimate. So I wish to focus towards preparation of preliminary estimate first. So most important thing in having all these services is to bring all of them in our preliminary estimate. Provision of all types of service. Our project the project may be of different types, and the requirement will also change according to our utility, such as
The
school
sound is
building,
not coming properly.
hospital, or commercial projects.
सर आपका आवाज ब्रेक हो रहा है।
Hello.
आपकी आवाज आ रही है सर? क्लियर नहीं आ रही। डिस्टर्बेंस
आवाज आ रही है? आप
क्लियर नहीं आ
आवाज
रही,
आ रही है आप?
होके आ रही है, ब्रेक होके आ रही है सर, ठीक कर लीजिएगा।
अच्छा, एक मिनट लेट मी टॉक। correct the things. तो आवाज आ रही है अब आपको? आवाज कुछ बेटर है?
हाँ बेटर है सर।
हेलो,
बिल्कुल नहीं आ रहा है सर इधर।
यस सर, अब बेटर हुई है।
ओके, थैंक यू। हाँ, ठीक है, मैं थोड़ा लाउडली बोलूंगा, मुझे लगता है शायद आवाज इसलिए नहीं आ रही है आपको। सो आई वाज जस्ट सेइंग कि टू स्टार्ट एनी प्रोजेक्ट और we have to consider preparation of preliminary estimate. That is very, very important. Provision of all types of services in our preliminary estimate is most important. So while preparing the preliminary drawing and preliminary survey is most important, we have to gather all types of information first and make a detailed survey of the site where we should come to know the availability of water, what will be the source of water. There are different types of source of availability of water. One can have municipal water. If it is not available in required quantity, then we have to go for underground water availability. We have to check the quality of water, and if the municipal water is available at different locations, the local body may give us their estimate for taking the water to our site. So their expenses are to be incorporated in our preliminary estimate. If that tubewell boring is required, in that case provision of tubewells are kept in our preliminary.
सर आवाज नहीं आ रहा है सर।
Okay, I will talk. Still, ज्यादा वॉइस में तो मैं बोल नहीं सकता हूँ। लेट मी,
आवाज नहीं आ रहा है सर।
अच्छा, लेट मी ट्राई। अब आप सुन पा रहे हैं क्या?
यस सर।
कुछ आप
अभी कब
यस सर।
I'm I'm talking much out. पंखा थोड़ा कम so I was talking about provisions to be kept in our preliminary estimate. Let me talk first the water. So in our field survey, we have to find out what are the sources available for water. If the underground, suppose municipal water is not sufficient, in that case, availability of underground water and its quality is to be examined before making the preliminary estimate. Your underground water may not be potable if that municipal water is not available or in sufficient quantity that is required for our project. In that case, we also go for underground water. And at isolated locations projects, we are dependent on underground water supply only. There, first of all, we should check the quality of water, and if water is not potable, what arrangements can be made, like water softener plant if it is required, then provision of water softener plant is to be kept in the preliminary estimate. What I'm saying is that preliminary estimate, our preliminary estimate should speak all these requirements. Generally, our DSR or in our DSR, you may not find these items, and while we prepare the detailed estimate, these items are generally forgotten. So these additional provisions like water softener, like tube wells, side tube well, what are the depth, what are the yield of water, and whether it is sufficient as per our requirement or not. This has to be well, very well written in our preliminary estimate. Our estimate should speak about all these provisions. Next is electricity. Electricity is another most important services required to energize our building. So availability of electricity at our identified project is very, very important. We have to contact the local authority for supply of electricity. We have to approach them in advance, and what charges, what initial charges, because to provide electricity from the local authority, they charge heavy amount initially to bring the electricity lines to our project. They require a fixed amount, which that provision should be well mentioned in our preliminary estimate. If substations, transformers, and other lines provisions are to be kept, that they give the estimate, the local body give us their estimate, those provisions should be invariably incorporated in our preliminary estimate. Similarly, for water supply also, municipal body gives their initial amount for taking their water supply lines to our project. The initial cost should be outlined in our preliminary estimate. Other services are drainage. Drainage is another very important part of our building services, because used water from our different sources are to be disposed of. Rainwater, similarly from waters from our toilet, bath, kitchen, etc., are to be taken to the disposal points. So the provision of disposal of these drainage points. Slide नहीं करें. हाँ ठीक है. स्लाइड में चेंज मतलब जरूरत नहीं है, इसमें ज्यादातर मुझे बोलना है, इसलिए सो दे नो नीड ऑफ चेंज. अच्छा ठीक है, मैं कर दूंगा वैसे. So drainage and sanitation is another important, in addition to water supply and electricity. Next comes our drainage and sanitation. As we all know, that for drainage purposes in metropolitan places, we have the drainage facility, and simply we have to take the permission from them in advance and deposit the charges for drainage purposes. So that charges should be taken in advance, and kept provision of those charges should also be kept in our preliminary estimate. There are different ways of disposal, like if it is in metropolitan, then there is no issue, and otherwise at isolated locations where municipal drainage is not available, in that case we have to make arrangement for disposal as through septic tank only, and then further drainage is taken care of. For general drainage, for roof water, we provide rainwater harvesting and treatment of rainwater. These days, that provisions are to be kept. Other provisions like telephone, like gas connection, and that should also be considered and kept in our PE by different of our departments, like electrical department should give complete estimate of all the provisions that all the services, like this lift, escalator, soundproofing, etc. These provisions are to be kept in preliminary estimate. History sheet in the preliminary estimate should be written in complete detail, because execution and getting sanction from the client department or government, it takes some time. So at the time of execution, we should know what are the provisions were there while framing the P. So history sheet is of very is an important part of our project. We should consider all other levels and like in case of sanitary, we know that the plinth level and the drainage levels are of much importance because we should have proper slope in our drainage system to take the water from our building to the external connection where it is to be connected to the local municipal manholes. So this level is of utmost importance. Similarly, if we go by the septic tank, so whether that level is available before deciding the plinth level or floor level, we should take the complete level of the ground and accordingly we should decide the plinth level and other structures like underground sump. If water supply is to be through our water from generally municipal body gives you the supply in a bulk. If so, we should have to collect those water in an underground sump first. So the provision of underground sump, and from there, as per our distribution system, whether it is to be through gravity, generally it is through gravity. So we have to take water, collect water in the underground sump, and from there to overhead tank through our pumps, and from overhead tank under gravity it is to be distributed to our defined locations like residential or offices. Generally in office buildings we construct overhead tank over our buildings itself, but in case of larger use in residential areas we construct an overhead tank and from there it is distributed to different houses. So the provision of underground sump and overhead tank is also to be kept in our preliminary estimate. There are other provisions, fixed provisions in our, if we prepare while preparing the preliminary estimate, there are plinth area rates for this purpose, and for internal provisions of water supply. These that I discussed earlier, these are the external provisions. The requirement of these additional type of, like, fixed charges to be paid to the electricity authority, fixed charges for sanitary installations or municipal connections. These are fixed charges. These provisions are not mentioned in our plinth area rates. So we have to collect all the charges from local body and put it in the estimate. Thereafter, for internal provisions, like for underground sump, for overhead tank, these rates are given in our plinth area rates. Per liter rates are given in plinth area rates, from where we can have these costs. And then for distribution systems from so after making additional provisions that we discussed, that is tube well, fixed charges, etc., internal water supply and sanitary charges are on the basis, percentage basis is given in our plinth area rate, from where we should keep all these provisions for water supply, sanitary installation, and electrical charges also, and other development charges are also given in our plinth area rates, from where we should have this information. इसको रोकने के लिए क्या करना, उसको बुलाओ तो जरा बाबू, इसको बुलाओ जरा. DPAR मेरे इसमें बनता है, इसको अभी रोक करके और उसमें जा सकते हैं. ये चीज बंद करनी है. हाँ, इसको बंद करके इसमें मेरा है वो. इसी के अंदर ये वॉल्यूम 2 भी ये. हाँ, इससे हो सकता है, इससे हो सकता है। गूगल ड्राइव में कैसे आएगा इसमें? ये है there was some technical problem. I just wanted to take out our plinth area rates where these provisions are mentioned. I just wanted to show it to, but somehow it could not be. So I am going through the PPT only. मुझे आवाज आ रही है, सुन के ये पता आ जाती है ना। I just thought ki let me tell you the provisions that are given in our plinth area rates. In addition to our that I described the additional provisions that should be in our preliminary estimate, there are some fixed charges for different types of buildings for internal water supply, internal electricity, etc. Like telephone charges are also computer provisions of computers, etc. नहीं मैं प्रीलिमिनरी एस्टिमेट में हूँ। करना पड़ेगा ना। अच्छा चेंज करना पड़ेगा। अच्छा ठीक है, स्लाइड में आप सर कौन से टॉपिक पे हैं? अभी तो मैं सैनिटरी इंस्टॉलेशंस में हूँ और ये टॉपिक जो है देखो एक्चुअली क्या पता नहीं, म्यूट कर दूँ इसको मैं। ये जो टॉपिक है तो ये कह रहे हैं कि जिस टॉपिक पे आप पढ़ा रहे हैं ना, जी फिर ऐसे बताया। So before going in detail, I just wanted to discuss more on, preliminary estimate provisions, which is not here described in my PPT presentations, because it is more about writing the history sheet and writing the provisions in our preliminary estimate, which is more important. So I just wanted to discuss those things, those points. So these fixed charges are, again, let me come back to provisions that is given in our plinth area rate. Once we finalize the preliminary estimate by keeping all the building charges required for all these building services, in addition to requirement, the cost of our building, these services, charges of these services should, what I am trying to focus more towards is to keep provisions of all the service charges and their cost in our preliminary estimate. If we do not include all the charges, there are in due course of time, while at the time of execution or preparing the tenders or going by the detailed estimate, our costs may escalate. Therefore, all the services should be included. Why I am trying to focus more towards this is if we have the provisions in our preliminary estimate, then we will not have any problem at the time of execution of work or tendering or getting sanctions at a later stage. Because getting sanctions at the initial stage is better than going for revised estimates or at different stages of the project is more difficult. Therefore, we should try to incorporate all the charges, all the services in our PE. So once we finalize the preliminary estimate, get proper sanction from the competent authority, we go for preparing the detailed drawings and detailed estimate. Here also, I would like to focus that drawings of building services is generally not prepared well in advance. Building drawings are prepared, structural drawings are finalized, prepared, but the drawings of services is generally missing in our projects. So I would like to highlight that the drawings of services is also very, very important. So after approval of preliminary drawings and preliminary estimate, we should ask for detailed of all kinds of services, may it be electrical, civil, like sanitary lines, water supply lines, and all types of electrical services. Detailed drawing should be prepared well in advance, get it approved from the competent authority, get it approved from our client department. Client department gives us the approval for preliminary drawings and preliminary estimate only. Approval of detailed drawing is our internal department's job. Detailed drawings or detailed estimate approval for these drawings and detailed work is not required from the client department. Therefore, all types of, if we keep all the provisions in PE, only then we can go for detailing of those provisions. For civil work, services of civil work, levels. So after this, we will be having tea break just now, and after tea break, I would like to discuss the preparation of detailed estimate, detailed provisions that should be considered while preparing the detailed estimate, provisions of these services in our detailed estimate, that I will discuss after just a short tea break. Thank you.
कितना बजे तक है सर टी ब्रेक?
पता चला कुछ क्या?
कितना बजे टी ब्रेक फिर हो?
कितना बजे सर असेंबल होंगे, रीअसेंबल?
ब्रेक हो गया।
15 मिनट का मान लेते हैं, और क्या है, आधे घंटे का।
टॉर्चर खत्म हुआ यार।
There is no sound. Sound is not coming.
अब मुझे बता देना वहाँ सुन रहे हो कि नहीं, सुन आवाज आ रही है कि नहीं जा रही है. हाँ, so there was some initially again some technical issue, and after tea break let us start the detailed estimate. I would like to continue with the detailing part. So after finalization of preliminary estimate, we go for the detailed estimate. So in detailed estimate also the provisions of all these services, that is electrical side will give you the detailed estimate of electrical provisions, and civil part, water supply, drainage, etc. will be taken care of by the civil authorities. So one more thing that was left in our building services is solar system. Solar energy is to be considered for our rooftop provisions for solar system is to be kept in our PE, as well as while framing the detailed estimate, provision of solar system and their items are to be incorporated. Similarly, for treatment of sewage water, or our sewage treatment plants are to be kept in our preliminary estimate itself, because these days most of our projects are to have this sewage treatment plant. To reuse or recycled water are to be utilized for different purposes in our projects. So provisions should be kept in our preliminary estimate for treatment of wastewater. So for preparing the detailed estimate, as we discussed, we should have all the detailed drawings of all kinds of services with us. Only then we should go for preparing the detailed estimate. For preparing the detailed estimate, there may be our DSR items, or we may have a number of new items that are to be framed and incorporated in our detailed estimate. So we have to first of all analyze and enumerate the number of items that are covered in our DSR and for the items that are to be analyzed on the basis of market rates or new items in our project. So for DSR items, we are having DSR for civil as well as electrical works, and we should go one by one starting from each subhead, like water supply, like sanitary installations and drainage, etc. Similarly, there is DSR for electrical items also. So electrical people will go by those items of electrical work as per their DSR items, and similarly for non-schedule items, that is market rate items, these items should be, their rates should be worked out in advance and should be approved by the competent authority for incorporating in the detailed estimate. Their analysis and their rates should be finalized before preparing of detailed estimate. Our preliminary estimate helps us in preparing the detailed estimates, because all the provisions that are in P, same are to be elaborated in our detailed estimate.
साउंड नहीं आ रहा है।
हेलो, आवाज आ रही है अब? हेलो,
आ रही
आवाज. Okay, so for preparing detailed estimate, before preparing these items and estimates, one more thing I would like to highlight is preparing the NIT and the conditions that are to be kept in our NIT. So for these items also, there should be special conditions. So we should go through all the special conditions that should connect our these items. For example, the make of these items like water supply and sanitary installations, what should be the make of our fittings and fixtures, pipes, etc. If this should also be well mentioned in our special condition of our NIT. This is very, very important. From here we get the guidance while executing the work. To control the quality of work, we must have the list of approved items, and fittings and fixtures should be in our NIT. Our executive engineers have got a lot of responsibilities, not only while preparing and execution the estimate, but while framing the detailed estimate. The provisions in NIT are to be it should be well explained and it should be well written. Our NIT is the guideline. While execution of work, we always refer the conditions of NIT. So this should be discussed and well prepared. Now, if we have the plumbing drawing, then preparation of detailed estimate will be much easier. Otherwise, standard formats are as per the provisions, like as I discussed in P, like for external services, we have to construct underground sump, overhead tank, distribution lines, and inside the building we have a complete plan of toilets, bathroom, kitchen, and for electrical work. Similarly, the other items of substation carrying electrical lines inside the building and their different items and provisions in our detailed estimate.
साउंड नहीं आ रही
For our sanitary installations and drainage from our house to carry the wastewater from our building to septic tank or to the manhole and sewers of municipal sewer line. Inside the building, there are two systems through which we take the water to the first manhole. In our building, to take water, first we collect the water from building and take it to manhole, and from different manholes, through different manholes, we carry it to municipal sewer or septic tank. So there are two systems of carrying water from our building to first manhole. First is one pipe system and other one is two pipe system. In case of one pipe system, water from bath, WC and kitchen all are directly connected through single stack to the manhole. These generally we provide in our CPWD, we provide two pipe system. We take in this two pipe system water from WC and urinals are taken to manhole separately through X, and water from kitchen and bathroom is taken through separate vertical stack, first to gully trap and from gully trap to manhole. This is for bath and kitchen. This is under two pipe system. Drainage from ground floor, toilets, bath and
Excuse me, sir. Hello.
Yes, yes, Bolly.
Sir, there is single stack system and one pipe system. What is the difference between single stack and one pipe system?
Both are same thing. Single stack system or one pipe system, both are same thing.
Is there any difference?
There is no much difference.
Any difference between that? Because there are four types mentioned in NVC.
NVC is there, yes.
Single stack system, one pipe system.
These are only for the ventilation purpose. They have given different names or with some minor differences. This has been given different otherwise. Otherwise, the main thing is in single pipe system, we connect waste from our WC's urinals as well as kitchen and bath. Whereas in double two pipe system, it is taken separately. Fundamentally, we should understand the purpose of having two pipe system and one pipe system is this much, that in two pipe system we carry the wastewater from our urinals and WC separately, and it is taken directly to the manhole. Whereas in two pipe system also, water and wastewater from our bath and kitchen is taken separately, first to the gully trap and then from gully trap to the manhole. There are other traps also, like flow trap in case of bathroom and kitchen, or wash basins below our wash basin. We provide first flow trap and then we take it to the vertical stack. Main thing is, in two pipe system we carry it separately. That is the fundamental difference between the two. And other one is the services of ground floor is never connected to the vertical stacks of upper floors. This is very important for our electrical people. Civil people must be having this information because they are all experienced people. But since I know some electrical friends are also there, they have also joined this class. For them, this is to take a note that wastewater of ground floor, whether it is from WC, kitchen or bathroom, these services are separately taken to the manhole or gully trap. These are not connected directly in the vertical stack that is coming down from upper floors.
Sir, what is the reason?
Exactly. What is the reason?
Yes, the reason is that, if we join the waste connection, that is WC, our bath and kitchen from the upper floors, in case of any blockage at your ground floor house, the upper floors or your ground floor also will have tremendous pressure, and the load of vertical stack from the upper floors will be tremendous. So there may be that ground floor people will have very different situations in case of any blockage at the ground floor. Therefore, it is taken separately.
Thanks, sir.
You see, this is single stack system. This drawing shows this is from NBC itself that you were talking about. There is a single stack here. You can have a look on this diagram where connection from WC, wash basin and other floor traps is also connected to the single stack. Here you may see this is directly connected to the manhole, and these are ground floors which is taken separately to the manhole. Vertical stack, this is the vertical stack. This is coming from upper floors, but the connections of ground, these are ground floor connections, fixtures. This is ground floor, these are all at ground floor, but they are taken separately to your manholes. This vertical stack comes down from here and
Excuse me, sir.
Bolliye. Yes, please.
Sir, a cleaning plug is shown here. Cleaning plug.
हाँ
ये तो सर आज तक हम लोगों ने कभी नहीं कराया.
हाँ नहीं, देखिए ये जो प्रोविजंस है ये BIS कोड की है, नॉट दिस इज नॉट फ्रॉम आवर CPWD ड्राइंग्स. देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स which we may not be doing, and not necessarily we follow all the.
बट सर जो इसमें शोन भी है, अगर कोई कराएगा भी तो वो संकन पार्ट में ही दिखाई दे रहा है. संकन पार्ट में तो यूजलेस है फिर.
हाँ ये इसकी बात कर रहे हैं ना, संकन पार्ट की.
हाँ, अगर क्लीनिंग प्लग बाय द वे हम प्रोवाइड भी करें अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस डायग्राम, तो इट इज जस्ट यूजलेस, क्योंकि वो संकन पार्ट में ही प्लग्ड है. तो अगर हम कभी क्लीन भी करेंगे तो उसे एक्सकेवेट करेंगे तो क्या फायदा हुआ, फ्लोर तोड़ेंगे पूरा.
That is the that is thought of our CPWD people. Therefore we do not provide it. As I told you, this is BIS provisions, not necessarily that we may follow all these, this is not the CPWD's drawing.
Okay sir.
सर मैंने एक चीज बोलना चाहता हूँ सर.
हेलो.
हाँ सर, मैंने एक चीज बोलना चाहता हूँ.
जो ड्राइंग में शो हो रहा है वहाँ पे क्या है, नॉर्मली अब जो नई बिल्डिंगें बन रही हैं उसमें सर संकन नहीं बना रहे हैं.
हबलेस पाइप हो रहा है ना सर.
हाँ
हबलेस पाइप
संकन नहीं बना रहे, ये अडॉप्ट हो जाता है सर.
वहाँ यूज करते हैं सर ऐसा.
हेलो.
हाँ देखिए. यस बोलिए.
तो प्लग वाला सिस्टम है सर. अभी क्या है, नॉर्मली नई बिल्डिंग सर विदाउट संकन बन रही है.
हाँ, हबलेस पाइप है ना सर.
आई नो.
विदाउट संकन होने की वजह से ये क्लीन आउट प्लग आराम से लग जाते हैं और नीचे हम फॉल सीलिंग करते हैं, मेटल
फॉल सीलिंग करते हैं.
तो अभी तो ऐसे हम जो
अभी लेट मी स्पीक प्लीज. अभी जो हमारा नया CPWD का गाइडलाइन है, as per that circular we do not go for sunken floors. What we do is our portion of floor trap or pipes that are to be concealed within the floor are taken below the RCC slab by keeping a fastener or by hanging it below the floor. So there is no sunken floor these days. We cover those hanging floor traps and pipes that are below our slab and cover it with the fall ceiling, provision of fall ceiling. And we are using hubless pipes. This quality of hubless pipe and its specification is much richer than the centrifugal cast iron pipes. Its surface is also internally very smooth and its jointing system is different than the earlier we used to have that lead cock pipes, etc. So this hubless pipe is new introduction in our DSRs, and it is nowadays it is being used. So it is like that only.
But sir, so residential building में तो अभी भी नहीं यूज कर रहे हैं.
नहीं यूज हो रहा. Yes, I know. ये जो hubless pipes है,
ये सब commercial building और office building में
and big buildings for big, big institutional buildings. There we just started. In residential houses, still we are going through the conventional system that we used to, that centrifugal pipe and lead caulking only.
One question, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, whether anywhere in CPWD we are using PVC pipe for this sanitary work?
Abhi, till now we have not, we have not gone for PVC pipes for sanitary purpose. For water supply, we are using it, but for sanitary lines, we have not started using PVC pipes.
But you must be knowing in big apartments and in state government also they are using this very wonderful piping.
Yes, in apartments, private builders, or I don't know about state governments, they may be using. But
and easy to maintain and work.
There may be different views, you know, for maintenance purpose. It is not a tested thing, you know. We will have to wait for some more years about its utility and its longevity of that PVC pipes. We should wait for some more time. This is my personal view. I may be wrong also.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So this is two-pipe system, and then these parameters are for ventilation of pipes. This is for whether it is, we have to, that it depends on different parameters. If our terrace are approachable and if we use those terraces, so the ventilation pipes is very, very important.
साउंड चली गई लग रहा है।
Sound not coming.
आवाज चली गई।
1 minute please. This is you know, provision for underground sump, underground storage tank, overhead tank. This is how different provisions, different items that are to be kept in our detailed estimate.
Excuse me, sir.
Please have a look.
Excuse me,
please.
Sir, what will be the capacity of OHT above which are placed on terrace? Storage capacity. Hello. Are you getting me, sir? Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Hello.
हेलो।
साउंड चली गई लग रहा है, आवाज ही नहीं आ रही।
Sir, are you getting me? Hello.
लग रहा है लिंक डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया।
It is coming.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
लंच हो गया, लंच कर लो।
डीके गुप्ता जी, डीके गुप्ता जी, हाँ सर नमस्कार।
अरे भाई साहब ये आवाज वाली चीज नहीं है, देखने वाली चीज है।
अच्छा सर ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
गुड मॉर्निंग।
गुड मॉर्निंग।
देखने वाली चीज।
सर आपसे बड़े हैं, कुछ भी कहेंगे मान लेंगे हम तो।
बात बड़े छोटे की नहीं है।
हो सकता है इससे कहीं लग गया हो। आवाज आ रही है आपको?
Yes, yes, sir.
You listening, please?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Are you listening, please?
Sir, yes, I am getting.
Sir. हाँ बोलिए.
Sir,
do you have any question?
Yes, yes, sir. I have a question. That what will be the storage capacity of OST?
Yes.
Terrace.
Wait. Let me answer.
Yeah.
So you just wanted to know the capacity of overhead tanks put over the building. Am I right?
Yes.
So it will depend on different types of situations. Suppose if you are planning for residential building, in that case, the tanks kept over the terrace for residential use varies from 300 liter to 1000 liter. This is
sir,
in
I am asking what will be the capacity of total demand. Suppose there are 100 persons living in a in an apartment, then the capacity of a storage tank, which how much it will be? Suppose 135 liter per day.
Per day, yes. That is the that is the formula for working out different types of use. Suppose if it is for residential use, as you well said that this is the as per standard, it is 135 liters per day per person.
Yes, yes.
So from there you can find out what is your requirement. And now for individual residential uses, individual tanks are kept for individual houses.
No, I am asking about RCC tank. Suppose there is a combined tank, RCC tank.
Okay. Generally, RCC tanks are used for office use only, for office purposes. Not for apartments. Let us discuss our own purpose. That is what we do in our government work. We should restrict our discussion only to our departmental work.
In government buildings, sir, we are using RCC tanks for D-type quarter and A-type, B-type, C-type, whatever it may be.
These days,
we are using RCC tanks.
RCC tanks may be, generally we are using PVC tanks, but if you are okay, fine. Let me say.
Yes, please carry on.
Tank, precast RCC tank we earlier used to.
No, cast in situ, not precast. Cast in situ tanks.
Cast in situ tanks RCC for tanks. Residential RCC tank for residential purposes.
Yes, sir. There
are individual houses.
No, there is a combined RCC storage tank. I am asking what will be its capacity in percentage of total demand.
एक्चुअली सर थोड़ा सा पॉइंट डिफरेंट दोनों का हो रहा है, वो नीचे का सम्प टैंक की कैपेसिटी की बात कर रहे हैं।
No. I am asking about RCC overhead tank. Sump I know.
Overhead tanks. Okay.
Overhead tank. Okay.
Please wait. देखिए ये जो ओवरहेड टैंक है, ओवरहेड टैंक की जिसकी हम बात कर रहे हैं, I told you while preparing the preliminary estimate itself, there is an underground sump, and for distribution purpose we carry this water from underground sump to a common overhead tank. From common overhead tank, then we take water to the individual houses. And that capacity of, just wait please. That overhead tank is of capacity that may be more than 50,000 liter or 1 lakh liter. Now, if you are talking, let me complete please. Just wait. आप wait कीजिए please. Just wait please. Let me answer. For individual houses, for individual residential houses that you are talking about, there is a RCC tank And that also cast in situ. I have not heard such cases in our CPWD that we are going for individual RCC overhead tank for residential houses. We do not go for that.
No, sir, we are using combined.
Even if there is a case of, if there is a combined overhead tank, that is generally in these builders do that in CPWD for our GPRA residential houses. We do not go for RCC individual or combined RCC overhead tank is very rare, but still, this is not a big issue. Suppose if we are constructing a common RCC overhead tank for residential houses, then we have to combine the total the number of users multiplied by your capacity required. So there is maybe 3 or 4 houses may be combined together, and there may be a common RCC overhead tank. But generally, we do not provide such type of common RCC tank. This I am very rarely heard such things, because every individual wants their water tank separately, so that they take care of their own.
Sir,
what about hostel building?
In high-rise towers of water, we are providing RCC overhead tanks. The question is, sir, out of the total demand, what will be the capacity of water tank? Suppose 100 liters are required for total demand. Either we will go for 100 liters capacity, or 80 liters capacity, or 120 liters capacity.
That was the question.
That is the question.
That was the question.
No. We should have. Hello.
सर, ये पर फ्लैट मेंबर्स को कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे अगर जनरल कैपेसिटी में डिसाइड करना है?
That is also given in our codes, and what type of house is there, like in our services, type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5. Each and every house is having, you need not to calculate these houses in our plinth area rate. You will find our capacity of our tank for each type of houses, that is type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4, and type 5, and type 6. Each type of houses are there, and their capacity of their eligibility, rather I would say, their eligibility of overhead tank is given there. So you need not to calculate separately for those purposes. Okay.
हेलो सर, मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था।
बोलिए
सर। जैसे कोई टॉयलेट है जिसमें मल्टीपल WCs है, मान लीजिए 9 से 10 WCs है, तो उनके लिए जो हम वर्टिकल स्टैक में अगर CI पाइप को कनेक्ट करेंगे तो वो उनका एक ही कॉमन CI पाइप से जोड़ना चाहिए, या फिर हर एक WC के लिए अलग अलग CI पाइप से जोड़ना चाहिए?
नहीं, कॉमन वर्टिकल स्टैक से जोड़ना चाहिए उसको।
नहीं सर, हॉरिजॉन्टल जो CI पाइप होगा, जो P ट्रैप के बाद CI पाइप वर्टिकल स्टैक में जाएगा, तो वो हर एक का इंडिविजुअल CI पाइप होना चाहिए, या फिर एक ही कॉमन CI पाइप में P ट्रैप लगा के अगर हम जोड़ दें?
एक ही कॉमन से जोड़ करके, क्योंकि सपोज आप 10 WCs आपके एक फ्लोर पे अगर हैं या एक साफ हो, दैट डिपेंड्स अगेन कि नंबर ऑफ जो वर्टिकल स्टैक है उसमें जो साफ्ट है जहाँ से आप उस वर्टिकल स्टैक को लेके जा रहे हैं, देयर में बी 2, 3 और 4 नंबर ऑफ WCs है ना। तो वो तो आपको डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा साइड पे कि 2 वर्टिकल स्टैक से हम लेके जाएं या सिंगल से लेके जाएं, ये तो ऑन द साइड पे डिसाइड करना पड़ेगा।
अप्रोच
एंड इट डिपेंड्स, क्योंकि इट डिपेंड्स ऑन स्पेस अवेलेबल फॉर योर शाफ्ट्स। जहाँ से आप वर्टिकल स्टैक को लेके जाएंगे उसमें हाउ मेनी नंबर ऑफ वर्टिकल स्टैक्स यू कैन नॉट प्रोवाइड। सो सपोज वर्टिकल टेस्ट सेपरेट 10 नंबर ऑफ स्टैक्स यू कैन नॉट प्रोवाइड, तो उसमें तो आपको कनेक्ट करना ही होगा, कनेक्ट करके तब फिर उसको रिड्यूस करना पड़ेगा वर्टिकल स्टैक्स।
बट प्रॉब्लम ये आती है, जैसे अगर हम 10 है तो अगर हमने एक कॉमन हॉरिजॉन्टल CI पाइप से जोड़ दिया, तो अगर वो हॉरिजॉन्टल CI पाइप प्लग हुआ तो सारे के सारे 10 के 10 WC ब्लॉक हो जाएंगे। तो हमारी अप्रोच क्या रहनी चाहिए?
हाँ, हमारी अप्रोच उसमें ये होनी चाहिए कि दो को हम एक साथ अगर कनेक्ट करके और बाहर निकालते हैं, इवन देन देयर विल बी 5 नंबर्स ऑफ वर्टिकल स्टैक्स। वो आपकी प्रैक्टिकली वहां पॉसिबल है कि नहीं है, आपका जो शाफ्ट है उस शाफ्ट में उतना स्पेस दिया हुआ है कि नहीं है, इसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा। देन वी मे गो फॉर 3 नंबर्स टुगेदर or 4 numbers together and then carry out 2 or 3 number of vertical stacks.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Similarly, for urinals also, you know.
हेलो,
बोलिए।
क्या कि हाई राइज बिल्डिंग में जहाँ पे एक टावर में 40 फ्लैट या 80 फ्लैट हम बना रहे हैं, तो क्या उन टैंक उसके लिए ऊपर एक ही टैंक होना चाहिए या उनके लिए भी अलग अलग टैंक होने चाहिए पानी के?
वहां तो आपको सिंगल टैंक बनाना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज हाई राइज बिल्डिंग का मतलब है कि नंबर ऑफ हाउसेज विल बी बहुत ज्यादा हुआ।
सर मैं एक जगह टावर को मैं मेंटेन कर रहा हूँ, मेरे पास 7 टावर हैं जिसमें टाइप 5 टाइप 6 के फ्लैट्स हैं। अब उसमें क्या है कि हर टावर के ऊपर हर फ्लोर पे 4 फ्लैट है और उनके साथ चारों के साथ सर्वेंट क्वार्टर भी अटैच है। उन लोगों के लिए सर जो पाइपलाइन सिस्टम डिजाइन किया गया है उसमें क्या है कि हर विंग का अलग एक टैंक है आरसीसी का, उनके लिए गीजर का टैंक अलग है, उनके लिए लेटरिन के पाइप का जो सॉइल बेस्ड पाइप है उसका टैंक अलग है, और क्या नाम है सर्वेंट का टैंक अलग है सभी के। मेरे को एक छत पे 11 टैंक भरने पड़ते हैं। तो
मैं बताऊं ये चीज, नहीं, यू आर वेरी करेक्ट सर। आपका जो इशू है, जो प्रॉब्लम है, उसको मैं बिल्कुल एग्री करता हूं। एंड आई पर्सनली हैव गॉन थ्रू ऑल दिस एंड दिस वाज माय एक्सपीरियंस। देयरफॉर आई वाज टेकिंग मोर टाइम while preparing। you may be, आप लोगों को ये बोरिंग लग रहा होगा जब मैं इनिशियली बोल रहा था, while preparing the preliminary estimate and preparing, I was giving more focus towards preparing of plumbing drawings.
Yes sir, yes sir.
This is never done. I know from my experience of 35-36 years in CPWD, I never got a plumbing drawing in advance. What we get is only building drawing. No services drawings are prepared in advance. Everything is floated, tenders are floated, detailed estimates are prepared, and it is left to the field engineers. You go and you manage all this. Just my friend was saying, there are, suppose at a single floor 10 WCs are there. How the sewage pipe will be taken out, and then just now you are saying that multi-storied building is there, servant quarter, etc. But there is no full plumbing drawing in advance. Therefore we face all this problem. So we should move forward, and this is what I was trying to stress upon in my before tea break, that we should have the plumbing drawing in advance. All our field staff should, or planning people should focus, or our senior officers should give importance to these services and these service lines in advance, which we do not have at the moment.
Okay.
So this is how our
question है sir.
From our overhead tank, as the system is, we collect water from in the underground some, and from there.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है सर।
बोलिए प्लीज।
सर ये जो ओवरहेड टैंक की कैपेसिटी, चलो तो हम उससे डिमांड से निकाल देंगे, अंडरग्राउंड टैंक उसका कितने टाइम्स कुछ है, इसका थंब रूल कितने टाइम्स बनाना है?
नहीं, थंब देखिए, दिस थंब रूल, इसमें थंब रूल नहीं है। these are all standardized things, because your project will have certain number of users, whether it is school building, hospital building, residential houses, or institutional building. While planning these buildings, we first of all we decide the number of users, whether it is school, whether what type of school or hospital, how many number of bedded hospital, how many residential houses, how many number of quarters. So we know in advance the number of users. Based on that information and that standard eligibility of water supply and their per. One minute, please. Hello. Yes, sir. So once to work out the capacity of underground sump or our tank, this is totally based on our number of users. And so the items that in our detailed estimate we should consider each and every items. Therefore, I was saying that drawings are very, very important. In absence of drawing, preparing detailed estimate is of no use, because if you will not have full idea of what will be the distribution lines, the detailed estimate and its quantities will have much deviations at a later stage. So preparing detailed estimate is not for office buildings and institutional buildings. Generally, we construct overhead tanks over our buildings itself, and further connections are taken under gravity from our overhead tank over our buildings. But in residential houses, overhead tank at a with high different staging, so that under gravity water should reach at different floors, that we construct overhead tanks generally in our isolated places like border areas or places where pressure of municipal water is not sufficient. We construct our separate overhead tank and then under gravity take water to the users.
नाली टाइप के बना क्या इसका क्वेश्चन पेपर दे दिए क्या
डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा है सर?
Yes, let me correct please. Just wait.
तो कुछ एनबीसी कोड और ज्यादा बढ़िया प्रोविजन विजन जो काम किया तो मजा आता।
there is some data are available that I have collected from, BIS. These data are available. So that is some detailing of underground storage tank. हाँ नहीं अभी नहीं है, अभी तो देखिए नहीं है, नहीं मैं बोल नहीं। अच्छा हाँ इसके बोल रही ये कंटिन्यूस नहीं बोल सकते। हाँ, this is a sketch diagram showing underground storage tank and how we take it to overhead tank. There will be a number of items required to cover all these provisions. So in detailed estimate, we have to take care of each and every items. Like you must be at the time of execution also, but before execution, keeping provision for these items is important, like vent pipe, overflow pipe, drain pipe. This drain pipe is used when we go for cleaning of our overhead tank. Here it is drain pipe. We call it a scour pipe in our CPWD. We call it a scour pipe also. So sometimes we also put it at sometimes we put it here. This is called drain pipe. Drain pipe, we put it here. Sometimes we put it here also while constructing this overhead tank. We put it here. This is for cleaning purpose. This is overflow pipe, and there is a air gap. This is the air gap. Generally, it is 300 mm. And this is a vent pipe because.
Hello.
Boliye.
Sir, there is a question.
Please. Yes.
What will be the height of bottom of this overhead storage tank from terrace slab?
From terrace, yes. You are asking for, here this is a stair head, but you are asking for this between these two. Am I right?
Yes, yes, yes.
This is the terrace. This is the terrace of our roof, and this is overhead tank. What should be the clearance? This is what you are asking about. So this clearance should be minimum 90 centimeters.
No, I am not asking. Sir, I am asking about from terrace slab. Terrace slab is lower than that one. This is kept on Mumty.
This is terrace. Yes, this is terrace floor.
This is a
stair, the terrace.
Mumty slab, that is, sir. This has been kept above Mumty.
This is Mumty. This is Mumty slab.
Yes, yes, above that. I am asking from terrace slab, what will be the height of bottom of tank so that pressure can be maintained at upper floors.
Yes, wait please. Here in this drawing, which is a general drawing, not necessarily to be followed in every building. it depends on individual design of building, how we go for this tank. Where this tank is to be situated depends individually and all individual projects. Generally, we do not put this tank over Mumty tank. No, what we do is, this tank is kept somewhere above this terrace floor. And what I was saying here, that 90 centimeter difference is from this to, suppose if we provide this tank here, because this tank is for architectural purposes. Our architect generally do not allow this tank to be visible from outside. So generally we try to put this tank over this terrace floor and at least just below the parapet walls, so that this tank is not visible from outside. So generally over this terrace we keep our parapet walls are generally 1 meter to 1.2 meter high. Yes. So we put this overhead tank somewhere above this terrace, and there is just for maintenance purposes we keep a minimum clearance here. But if the design says that it is to be put under this or over this Mumty slab, then this will be as per our design. And minimum requirement is only for maintenance purpose. There is no other use. Keeping distance.
Sir, I am concerned about the pressure in the top floor of shower. If height is not maintained properly, the pressure in shower will be very less.
You know, yes, I got your point. Just please hold it. Now you are talking about availability of pressure at our, taps and shower and at different floors.
And a top floor, I am top floor.
Yes, I know. You will be talking about top floor or third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, or ground floor. So it depends on our distribution system. While designing the distribution system, we should keep a separate line. We should try to keep the upper two floors. We should connect the upper two floors separately, and the lower floors should be given a separate connection from our tanks. If you connect all the floors from a single vertical stack by giving different diameters or by making some other arrangement, this problem arises. So at the time of planning itself or execution itself, we should think for the pressure also. By increasing the height, you are right that if you increase the height of the overhead tank, the pressure available will be more. But there are other limitations. As I told you, that architect may not agree. It depends on the planning of your or elevation of your building, what is allowed to you. But to make connections to different floors, it is in our hand. How to connect, which floors are to be connected from the single line or separate lines, that is in our hand. That we should plan as per our drawings. It should be considered well in advance, not after execution. We should be in trouble that now we are not getting proper pressure at your top floor. So we should plan in advance. Or for maintenance people, those who are facing this problem that pressure is not available, they may think, what is wrong with your distribution system.
Sir, yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. One more question, sir.
Please go ahead.
Sir, one of our clients, sir, he is actually asking not to construct any overhead tank on the roofs. He is asking for hydro-pneumatic pumping system. No overhead tanks should be constructed. All these overhead tank system is of very old pattern. Now the new systems are come. That is the hydro-pneumatic pumping system. There should not be any overhead tank. I just request you, sir, what is the difference between these two? and which one is cost effective, and which one is actually long run it is better, sir? Can you please explain, sir? I'm not getting any sound, sir.
Sir, may I ask you a question, sir?
आवाज नहीं आ रही है।
आवाज नहीं आ रही सर।
आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर। Just we are trying to fix it. Are you getting my voice now, please?
Yes, getting.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So, just you were asking about some pneumatic pump instead of having overhead tank. The client is asking for some pneumatic pump or
hydro pneumatic pumping system.
Hydro-pneumatic pumps
without any overhead tanks on rooftops.
Okay. So these are some new, additional fixtures. Our electrical people may have some idea about it, and these provisions, again I am saying that if they are asking for this provision at the time of execution of work, then it is different situation, because if the provision, what is the provision in your preliminary estimate or in your detailed estimate, you cannot change it. But if the client is insisting for it even at the time of execution, this possibility may be explored by the senior officers, and because the detailed estimate will completely change, your NIT will change. You may be having already certain type of provisions, and if you wish to change it, that creates the problem in our contract. So
the contract is different, sir, but the client is very much pressurizing us. This overhead tank system is very old pattern, and now you have to go with hydro pneumatic pattern only.
From your statement, I understand that you are at the stage of execution of work, not at the PE stage.
Yes, sir.
I know this is the situation in most of the cases. Client go on changing their stand. The provision in the preliminary estimate is different. We have prepared the detailed estimate as per our approved drawings. You can ask them, this provision is not available in our PE. We have not given you the estimate for these items, so we cannot go for it. But it depends again on our authorities, what they say, whether they agree, because if they agree, there will be lot of changes in our detailed estimate in execution of items that are already there, and these new items. So it depends on our authorities, because there will be more number of extra items, and so how it is to be managed, that depends on our authorities and agreement between the client. Whether we agree or not, it depends on our authorities. If they give us in writing, and if our senior officers agree for that, and what will be the cost for those items, that is to be thought of, and how we will be able to incorporate, that is to be investigated.
Sir, may I ask you a question, sir?
Yes, please.
Sir, in multi-story building, if a single stake is taken from overhead tank, can we maintain the pressure at upper floor levels by reducing the diameter floor-wise?
Yes, this was what I was trying to explain you. Some of my friends told me that they don't get pressure at the upper floor. They are not getting proper pressure. So in multi-story building, one way is there that by reducing the diameter at different floors, we may get pressure distributed at different floors.
Yes, but sir, we are doing the same thing here, sir, at IIT Roorkee.
Yes.
We are constructing the 12-story, multi-story high-rise towers. Yeah. And we are reducing the diameter of main stake alternatively after every 2 floors.
That if it has been properly designed,
yes,
if it has been properly designed, and the type of, you see, these pressures depends on your type of pipe that you are using, the coefficients of their, how the pressure reduces. If it has been properly designed, then there is no issue. Then it should function well. But it depends. Thumb rule will not work. There should be a proper design for that.
Yes, sir.
Because the available head at your overhead tank and required at your disposal point at your tap at different floors should be designed well in advance. If it is properly designed, then I think there should not be any problem.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Sir.
Yes, yes, please.
इसमें एक प्रोविजन और हो जाता है, एक बूस्टर पंप आते हैं आजकल, जैसे प्रेशर रेड्यूस होता है, वो प्रेशर अपने आप मेंटेन कर लेता है और वो हाफ एचपी का होता है केवल। तो अपर फ्लोर पर वो हम प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं।
यस, बिल्कुल यू आर राइट कि फॉर बूस्टर पंप these days are being used, but I have not used personally. I am very clear about it. I have not so for our electrical friends may be using at the time of execution itself. If you install such appliances which provides a booster and which provides you a better head, that we should go for it. But these are not the things that we can simply discuss and simply put it. There is no, it is studied in different situations differently and different requirement. As per our requirement, it varies.
But may be kept in the preliminary estimate preparation.
Yes, very much. This is why I am saying, this is why I was emphasizing more towards our P and preparation and finalizing these plumbing drawings. I told you this is most ignored part in our system, that the services drawings may be electrical, may be civil, may be drainage. These plumbing drawings or services drawing are given least priority.
Moreover, that it may decrease the height of the overhead tank from the floor, because we are maintaining the pressure of the water in the pipeline.
Yes, you are right. Till now, under gravity, if you are following the system of distribution of water under gravity, then we do not consider such provisions, having a booster pump or etc. Till now, in our CPWD provisions, we do not think such provisions. But since as we go along for multi-story buildings, definitely these things will be incorporated. And maybe we are using on latest buildings, we may be having such provisions. So those should be what my, though I am retired from the service, but my request will be such things should also be incorporated in our DSR, in our specifications. Such things should also be, though some new materials or new items have been incorporated, but more and more, because things are changing very fast these days. So new materials new appliances are, helping us. So those provisions should also be standardized. Items should be made standardized for, different types of uses. So those you people will be taking charge of executive engineers. Lot of responsibility will fall on you. So you can take these problems further to our senior officers, and department should work on it.
सर अब लंच के बाद मिलें सर?
हाँ, yes, we may have lunch, and we will join after lunch. I will consider more towards execution. Till now, I was trying to discuss the provisions to be kept in preliminary estimate, detailed estimate, what work we should take care while preparing these items, and thereafter, at the time of execution, what precautions we should have, that I would like to discuss after lunch. Thank you very much.
Sir, can you share the PPT during this lunch period?
Yes, sure. Yes, later part I will discuss. Yes, I will share it.
Sir, after lunch 2:15.
That the 2 बजे. Right. Okay.
ठीक है सर.
Thank you.
Thank you. 2:15.